Hello, everyone. Hello. Today is Friday, August 19, 2022. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Life with Damon the Agent. Today, my topics will be, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on, sis? Today, my topics will be the importance of a termite inspection and also family matters. So right now I'm playing this song in the background called We Are Family. It's an old song. I just want to let it resonate with you all for like about 1 minute. We are family. Because we really are family, y'all. We are family. And I want y'all to know this is lemonade. I do not drink alcohol. Anybody knows me know I don't drink alcohol. This is lemonade. I'm just pretending like I'm at a cookout and that I'm at a family reunion because truth be told, I haven't been at a family reunion in years. So, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to wear my little hat, have my little lemonade, getting that vibe and that feeling as if I'm at a cookout, I'm at a family reunion, and I'm listening to this song. Y'all hear this is old school song called We Are Family. We are family. Want y'all to sing it too, because I'm gonna talk about family matters and how family should matter. Come on, y'all, jam with me. I know some of y'all not doing nothing anyway. Y'all supposed to be working, but y'all on social media, chilling. Some of y'all probably laying in a bed. I'm gonna come back to that matter, and that topic is going to be family matters. But let me begin my show as I always do. I always like to start off by talking about real estate related topics, and today is the importance. Alexa, stop. She was going to keep going. Today's topic is the importance of a termite inspection. I really wanted to touch on this subject because some people don't realize how important it is to get a termite inspection. Now, for some people don't know what a termite is, in which I don't like to assume anything, because even though we make assumptions feeling like some people should know, you'll be surprised that a lot of people actually do not know. So the fact is, though, is I just want to stress to you all the importance of a termite inspection. First of all, termite are basically little insects that feed off wood in people's houses. A lot of times people don't know it, and then sometimes when people have older homes, they don't get the termite inspections, and then sometimes they don't even realize that they have termite damages until it's too late. They go find out if they have a deck or things of that nature. The reason why I want to point out the importance is because over the years in certain areas, depending on where you live at, termites have popped up. In certain areas they are growing, troublesome for homeowners. But another reason why it's very important to get a termite inspection is that for many people who are getting home loans, many lenders require to see the termite inspection. The reason why they require to see the termite inspection is they do not want to fund or approve home loans on a house that was going to possibly have damages and doesn't hold its value. Lenders are always about protecting the value. That's why they get appraisals done, and that's why also they like to see the termite inspection reports. Now, when getting a termite inspection, a lot of times when you get a home inspection, many home inspection companies these days offer a termite inspection. Some of them are free, some of them cost. For those buyers who are actually buying property, do your research as far as which home inspection companies offer these services, because during the inspections, they are expertise and to find out to the naked eye what we can't see as individual. They know you to see the residue. They know what to see as far as the property, because you don't always see termites, because termites, their skin blends in with the wood. So a lot of times you can walk out on your deck and don't even realize there's termites down there unless you have a sharp eyesight to actually catch them, because they're camouflaged into the wood. So because of that, they feed into the wood, damaging it over time. I don't know if people used to watch the cartoon Woody Woodpecker and things of that nature when he used to do on the wood and everything. That's what the termites do. But again, a lot of lenders will not fully approve home loans if a termite inspection was not done on the property. You can also get the termite inspections through getting a home inspection. Now, there are some companies that do termite inspections on the side, and some of them charge a relatively low price. But in some cases, this is not all, but in some cases, those relatively low prices is when they come out to do the inspection, they 9 times out of 10 they're going to recommend some type of treatment. Sometimes if they don't find termites, they're going to sometimes look for things such as carpenter bees. If they don't see that, if they see like a hole in the wood, they'll give a recommendation of getting a treatment. The treatment can vary as far as cost is concerned, depending on the company. It could be anywhere from $150 on up. That's how some of those companies that come out and they do the termite treatment for relatively low prices, they make up for it on the back end by recommending a treatment to be done. So a lot of times, if you can get a home inspection and get the termite inspections included with your home inspection, it's going to be better cost effective wise for most buyers who are actually purchasing the properties. And again, the lenders are going to require that. So with that being said, I just want to make sure that people understand that it's very important. I know sometimes, like during this summer and earlier this year, there were people who bypassed all inspections, all contingencies. They didn't get anything done. If you purchased a home and you didn't get any inspection done, I would strongly recommend you to get a termite inspection done. If you've already lived in a property and you see, okay, there's not many errors with the property, not many issues, get a termite inspection done. Termite inspections cost, anywhere from $35 up to like $100, depending on the companies that you call, but you can get them done. You may not feel like, oh, I'm not going to pay $75 or $100, whatever it may cost for the home inspection. You might say, oh, I'm not going to pay $75. And then you find out next year you have damages to your property, and then you come to find out later on it was termite. You could have saved yourself the headache and heartache by just getting a termite inspection, like currently or whenever you purchase a home. I strongly always recommend getting a home inspection and a termite inspection, because you need to always understand what you are inheriting as a homeowner with the property. So the termite inspection, like I said, there are people who waived all contingencies when they bought homes this year. They weren't my clients, because none of my clients waived any of their contingencies, but there were people who waived their contingencies who bought homes. For those who waived their contingencies, like I said, you've already lived in the property for a while, so you pretty much know the condition of your home. But one thing you may not know is if you have termite issues or not. I would just go ahead on and pay that, like I said, whatever the price call is, $50, $75, or $100, depending on the company. I would just pay that to give yourself a peace of mind. Because here's the thing, you can't always put a price on your peace of mind. Some of you are going to easily spend over $100 in a weekend going out to drink, or maybe you're going to shop, or you might go out to eat and everything and splurge. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do that anyway. So please invest in your home, which you are also investing in yourself, because you do not want to come back later on and find out that you have major issues pertaining to termites because you never got the termite inspection done. And then when you get the treatment done, it's going to cost you way more than $150, because depending on the damages and things to that with your house, it's going to cost you. And then if you just would have paid for the inspection up front, then you could have saved yourself that headache. But it's very important to get a termite inspection, especially if you did not get any type of home inspection this year or whenever you purchased the property. Again, you are paying for a peace of mind for yourself. You're saving yourself because many people do not understand that the termite inspection part of a home inspection, they go together in most cases, but sometimes people just get the home inspection and they never get the termite inspection. And then they find out later on down the line that they should have got the termite inspection. That's why a lot of lenders are requiring it now, because of the fact is it's been shown and things have come up where years later there have been termite damages to the property, and people bought the house like 5 years ago and they got termite damage and they wonder why. Then when they go back to the home inspection, they found out that they never did a termite inspection. So when you're purchasing a home, make sure that you, with your home inspection, get a termite inspection. And in many cases, your lender is going to require it. So just FYI for you to know that your lender is definitely going to require that. So I just want people to understand the importance of that. So people will always get both of them. Home inspection, termite inspection go together, saving yourself a peace of mind. You understand the lenders require it, and then you don't want to deal with these problems that come up years down the line, because they will come up, especially for people who have older homes and everything. And depending on how your home is built, a lot of homes these days are not built with all brick. They have real siding, and because of that, these issues tend to come up. Someone said, should I eat another termite since I've been in my home for 33 months? No, you don't need to get another termite inspection if you've been in your house for almost 3 years. If you got one in the beginning, no, most likely if you don't, I wouldn't suggest it if it didn't come up then. I'm not saying things can't come up later on, but understand there are some people who be in their homes, but let's say they bought their home 20 years ago, and they go out to their deck, and then they wonder why their deck is getting weak. And like I said, sometimes it's because of termites. Termites, like I said, they can pop up anytime, but they target wood areas. So it can be the deck, it can be inside around the window panels, it can be a lot of places inside the home. I'm just saying, like, for those people who did not get a termite inspection, who purchased the home like this year and last year, who were waiving all their contingencies, I just want to share with them the importance of getting a termite inspection, because there have been some issues that I've seen recently with some people. And when I've spoken to them and asked them, well, when did you purchase your home? And they're saying, oh, I purchased it early this year, I purchased last year. And then I said, well, did you get a home inspection? And they say, no, we waived all contingency. So a lot of times when people get a home inspection, it's going to be recommended by even a home inspector or the lender to get a termite inspection. And a lot of times you can find out, because every home that gets a termite inspection is not, a lot of them don't have termite issues, but there are some homes that have termite issues. I've run into them with some of my clients based off just getting a regular home inspection. There's been termite issues. Treatment has to get done, and so on and so on. But this is the reason why you get the inspections, because we as realtors, we're not professional in anything outside of selling homes. We focus on selling homes. We're not lenders. We're not appraisers. We're not home inspectors. So these things need to be done by those professionals. Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out, because that may not be my field expertise as far as the termites, but because I know those things can pose an issue. And then I know some people, like, for example, some people will, get a home inspection and they do not get a termite inspection. So because they do not get a termite inspection, sometimes these issues can pop up later on. But a termite inspection is relatively cheap. If you get a termite inspection, it doesn't cost that much for get a termite inspection alone. It's usually under $100 just to get the inspection. Now, like I there's going to be treatments that's recommended by the people who are doing the pest control. So, but what I'm saying is, for those people who have to get a home inspection, always include a termite inspection, because like I said, your lender is going to ask about it, whether they ask about it up front or in the back. Sometimes they'll say, oh, make sure you get the termite inspection. I need the report. And then sometimes they'll say, did you get your home inspection done? Because some lenders will assume because it's a given for people who've been doing real estate for a while to get both. So some lenders will assume that you got the termite inspection, so they'll tell you that send over the termite report. And for some agents or some buyers who are inexperienced in those areas, they won't even know that they should have got a termite. So then they'll end up sending the termite companies separately later on, when sometimes the home inspection companies offer those things. So they could have killed two birds with one stone. So I'm just stressing the importance of a termite inspection. I've already talked about a home inspection before, but I'm stressing the importance of termite inspection, because termite inspections can bring up anything. Let's say, for example, you get a termite inspection, and when you get the termite inspection, let's say no termites come up, but let's say carpenter bees come up. Then you'll have the people who've given the termite inspection who want to do treatment on that. Now, here's the tricky part. Carpenter bees are not termites, because your lender want to see if termites have been on the property. Not if carpenter bees, they want to see termites. But pest controls, they're looking for any type of pest and any type of treatment to be done. So if there are carpenter bees on a property, they're going to recommend treatment, even though you may not need treatment. They may see, like I mentioned before, a hole being in a wood, in their eyes is evidence, is with some of them, it's evidence of carpenter bees. That's, they don't have to see the bees or anything. That's just evidence. So because they feel like they have evidence, then they want to recommend treatment. So I'm just saying, pest control companies, they're looking for termites, but they're also looking for any type of pest. If they see evidence of mice or things of that nature, they're going to recommend some type of treatment because they see droppings from mice. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what pest control companies do, but your primary issue and goal is to focus on getting termite treatment done, or getting a termite inspection done, so you don't have to get treatment. Because if you get a termite inspection done and then you find out you have termite issues, then it can become costly when it pertains to getting treatment done. So, and like I said, a lot of times some people won't even see a termite, because termites are small insects that look like ants a little bit, but their skin and color blends into the wood, many of them. So they can be right there nibbling on your wood while you having a cookout on your deck or whatnot, and you won't even know. Or they can be on your window on the outside panel and, eating, and you won't even know. Like I said, unless you have a keen eye to see those things, which a lot of times we need to use a microscope to see a lot of those things, it's going to sometimes be hard to find and figure out and everything. So I just want to stress to you all the importance of getting a termite inspection, whether you got a home inspection or not, because most lenders, it's a lender requirement these days. They want to see the termite inspection. A lot of times they'll ask it from the buyer once, the buyer receives the home inspection and termite report. But if you've been living in a home and you purchased a home in the past 2 years and you didn't get a home inspection because of the fact that you waived all contingencies to get that home, I would recommend calling the pest control company, getting a termite inspection, just to make sure that that basically you are not having any termite issues. You may not. Like I said, you're paying for a peace of mind. It's going to cost you under $100 to get that done, but you're really paying for a peace of mind. You can't put a price on peace of mind, because here's the thing, people. Sometimes you have to be proactive instead of reactive. Doing something like that to make sure gives you the peace. But let's say you don't do it, and then you find out later on, I got all these issues going on, then what happens? You have to become reactive. And a lot of times being reactive costs us more money down the line. So I just want people to fully understand the importance of getting a termite inspection. I want you all to really understand that and focus on that. So hold on one second. All right. So now, every week I normally have a business spotlight where I will spotlight a local business. This week I had a trying week. I had a busy week. A lot of things occurred this week, so I didn't get a business spotlight person this week. One of my nephews actually passed away last week. He was in a real bad car accident on Suitland Parkway and Forestville Road. I went to his funeral yesterday, and you know, and then this topic that I have, family matters. You know, it's just a topic of everything pertaining to family. Alexa, repeat last song. I'm gonna start this song at the beginning again. It's an old school song. It's called "We Are Family." I'm just playing it, you know what I'm saying, just to let it soak in with some people, because I want to talk about family matters. Some of you all know it. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna show some pictures, y'all. My kids are gonna kill me, but yesterday I made a post. I posted a picture of a throwback of my kids, my 4 grown kids, because I had 5. But my 4 grown kids when they were younger, and then also when they were recent. But I'm gonna post some old pictures. I'm gonna show some old pictures real quick. This is the one I posted yesterday. This is of them. That's my oldest one. Hold up. That's my oldest daughter, Kayla. This is when she was 10. She about to turn 28. This is Bianca. This is the one that I raised. This is one I called my this is my wild child. I raised her since she was 4 years old. She's 24 now. That's my son DJ. Hold up, DJ. He was 3 then. He 21 now. And this is Aisha. She was 5. Aisha was 5. And she is 23 now. I posted this picture. I'm gonna show y'all that. They gonna kill me because I'm about to post some pictures, because everybody know me, know I like to take a lot of pictures. This is DJ when he was a baby, y'all. This is my son when he was a baby. He was a chubby baby, wasn't he? Look at him. My son was a chubby baby, huh? Oh, this is Aisha when she was baby. They probably kill me. They gonna be like, oh, he's showing these pictures. That's my oldest daughter. I used to always put a $2 bill in their frame. Hold on. I put a $2 bill in their frame. And no, if they watching, y'all can't have the $2 bill. But this is still my stuff. It's Bianca. I still got a $2 bill in her frame. I got a lot of pictures of all my kids. So, Alexa, turn the volume down to 5. Okay. I wanted to talk about this family matters situation, because I got a lot of response when I posted my kids and stuff. And hold on. Alexa, put the volume down to 3. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I got a lot of response in reference to when I posted my kids and stuff. Some people said they didn't know all the things that I was going through when I was dealing with, my kid's mother, and just the way that I handled certain things. I always like to say we as people, we are a reflection of our environment that we grow up in. We are a reflection of what we see with our parents and what we don't see with our parents. And what I mean by that, meaning like, one of the reasons why I've always tried to be close with my kids was because when I was growing up, besides my brothers, especially my brother Adrian, my father wasn't really close with me. Meaning, like, I shared this story many times before, but I'll share it again. My father was a bigamist. He was married to 2 women at the same time. He was married to my mother, and he was married to another woman at the same time. He had sons 1 and sons 3 by his first wife. He had son 2 and son 4 by my mother. I'm son number 4. Okay. And when my mother found out about my father having another wife and other kids, it sent her over the top. She had a nervous breakdown. She went crazy. She busted the TV out. She was throwing on things. She went crazy because my father and her lived in one section of the city, but my father was also had another section of the city that he was living with his first wife. But it caused my mother to have a nervous breakdown. When it caused my mother to have a nervous breakdown, my father ended up getting custody of me and my brother. When he ended up getting custody of me and my brother, his first wife didn't want us. She didn't want me and my brother because we was a reminder to her of my father's infidelity. So because my father had 15 brothers and sisters, we ended up staying with our aunts and our uncles a lot. You know what I'm saying? We grew up uptown in DC, you know. So when that happened and everything, you know, my father, he used to come around to check on us every now and then, but he never spent time with us because every night he would go home to his first wife. At the same time, my mother, you know what I'm saying, she was, you know, she had lost it and stuff. So she was in and out the hospital. That's one of the reasons you all see me today. When y'all see me checking on my mother, I know what she went through. I know she wanted to be there for us, but she couldn't and everything. And I know what my father did and stuff because me and my father, we had, you know, every time he would get mad, he would always say, "Oh, your mother was crazy" and stuff like that. But I always used to say to my father, my mother had me when she was 29. She didn't have a nervous breakdown until she was almost 31. So how come her first 30 years of her life, she wasn't crazy? You know, she wasn't crazy. Something pushed her over the top because back then in the late 60s and early 70s, you know, there was not technology like today. You know what I'm saying? And then the part of the city my father and my mother stayed in over there off of Minnesota Avenue and Dean Avenue, and then he was living also in Searcy Quarter with his first wife. His wife would go to work. His first wife would go to work in Northern Virginia at Inova Hospital every day. So she was going the opposite way anyway. So it was a lot of stuff a lot of manipulation that my father was doing because he married his first wife in D.C. at Holy Redeemer Church, and he married my mother in Maryland. His first wife, he had a shotgun wedding with. He had an actual wedding with my mother. So all my aunts and uncles at my mother's wedding, but they really didn't know about the first wife and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, my father manipulated his first wife by telling her to stay away from his brothers and sisters because they were always crazy. This is what he told his first wife, they crazy and all this stuff. So when my father passed away in 2017, that lady, now I'm 50, I was 45 at the time. That lady had never held a conversation with me my entire life. When I used to go over there to see my father and knock on the door, she used to always say, "Brock, you got company." But she never had a conversation. She would just go upstairs and everything. So when my father was passed away in 2017, that was the most she had ever spoken to me, like more than 60 seconds. So when he passed away also, of course, you know, life insurance was left to her. All the money at the funeral was given to her. Even when in the funeral car, she wanted her brothers and sisters to ride in the first car. That's fine because the guy Horton, he gave me my own car. So I always looked at going back to my father's life when I was raised up. I always said to myself that when I have kids, I'm going to try my best to always be there for them because there were many instances that I went through in life that I needed my father, that he was never there. He was never available. I remember when I was in high school and I went to Roosevelt. Some people don't know, but I had like 3 scholarships to go to college, basketball and everything. The coach of Roosevelt at the time, his name was Coach Fowler. This man, for some reason, had a vindictive against me. I never knew what it was. My senior year in high school, he benched me. And when he benched me, couldn't figure it out. A lot of people in the stands couldn't figure it out. He one day put all the people on the bus off the bus on Georgia Avenue near Irving Street. I remember. Only way we can get back on the team was we had to bring our parents. My father had never came to any of my basketball games. So when he came up to the school to get me back on the team, he saw that the coach was somebody that he had a childhood grudge against, that didn't like my father, didn't like any of the Brockenberries and everything. He didn't like my uncle, he didn't like my father and anything. And because my last name was Brockenberry, it was taken out on me my senior year. So the coach messed up my scholarship. And then even when I had a coach coming up to fly up to see me from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, my father never showed up for the meeting. How can you have a coach fly up to meet with your son, to be on a team, to get a scholarship, and to never be there for him? And then on top of that, when I went away to college, I remember, you know, my father telling me all these lies and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm sharing this and I'm being very transparent with you all to let you all understand why I've always tried to be so close to my kids. Because all the times that I needed a father, my father wasn't there. And don't get me wrong, there were a lot of adversities that I dealt with my 4 grown kids. I had 3 kids' mother. I had my oldest daughter. I had my first wife. You know what I'm saying? My son and my daughter, and then I had Bianca, the child that I didn't know about. So by me not knowing about her, I ended up getting custody of her. But then when I ended up getting custody of her, she wasn't accepted by my first wife, my 2 kids' mother. So when I was dealing with that situation, I wasn't going to put my daughter in a situation that I had went through. So I say that to say that what we go through in life shapes us. I'm not a perfect person. I didn't go through perfect situations, but what I always tried to do, realize that my kids are my blood. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of, sometimes my kids don't like me because they're older now, they're in their 20s. They feel like I do too much. They always say, "Oh, Dad, you do too much. You do too much." But I'd rather do too much than to do too little, because what they don't understand is I was there when somebody did too little. My father knew everybody. He used to hang with Marion Barry in the city. When he used to sit on the porch where we lived, that everybody on the block knew him. He did this and do that and everything. He played like he was the mayor of the block and everything. But he never spent time with me and my brother. My brother got into so much trouble because at nighttime, when my father used to go over his first wife's house, wasn't nobody watching us. My brother used to go hang out, get into the streets and all this other stuff. And see, another thing that people don't understand is my brother saved me. Because when you're a little brother and you trying to hang with your big brother, you want to do everything that your big brother did. My brother used to hustle. He used to rob. He used to do all types of stuff. I wanted to be like him when I was younger. And when I was younger, my brother would not let me be like him. We used to get into fist fights all the time when I used to try to follow him. We get into fist fights. And then when he would run, and then when I turn around, guess where I would end up at? At the basketball court. And that's when I started playing basketball, and I started getting a passion for basketball. But my brother used to always tell me, and when he was locked up, I used to always go see him when he was down in Lorton. I used to go see him in Ohio. I used to go see him in Pennsylvania and stuff like that and talk to him. So when I used to talk to him and everything, he would instill in me certain things. Because at one point, I didn't like my father. When I got grown, I did not like my father because I felt like he let me down. He let me down when I went to college, because I didn't even tell y'all the situation what happened when I went to Miami. And when I went to Miami, if it wasn't for the girl that was my girlfriend in Miami at the time, I don't know how I would have survived. You know what I'm saying? Because he left me in another city fending for my own, and I was like 19. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it wasn't no technology in the early 90s like it is now. So what I say is that what we go through shapes us. You know what I'm saying? You either be like your parents or you will be the opposite of your parents. So when I had kids, I was determined to always be there for them, even though I had opposition from their mother. You all don't even understand. I had opposition from my oldest kid's mother. She telling me, "Oh, this your firstborn," trying to make her priority. Then my 2 youngest kids' mother, which was my first wife, she was like, "Oh, I don't care about nobody else. I'm only concerned about this too." Then I had Bianca. When I found out about her mother manipulating and lying and all this other stuff. So I was dealing with it from 3 women at the same time. So that's why when I hear guys talk about the issues that they deal with one baby mother or maybe 2, they can't tell that to me, because they don't even know what I go through. Then I had to work 2 jobs. I had to pay child support on 2 cases, and I had to financially take care of a child on my own. And I wasn't getting no help from nobody, because I understand my father was never there. My mother mentally wasn't there. So who was helping me? Nobody. But see, it was only through the grace of God that I was able to get through things. And the one thing that I always said to myself, that if I got $1,000, my kids got $1,000. If I ain't got nothing, my kids got me. They got my time, because time is priceless. Because I always feel like you can always get money tomorrow. You can get this, but you can never get back time. You can never get back time. And that's what I always looked at my kids and stuff. Like when I posted that picture and said that I had made this impromptu at Walmart, I always try to spend time with them. Yes, it was an impromptu. And the fact that I made that impromptu, what I realized is I had my kids together. And when I had my kids together, I just want to take a picture, because as y'all see, I had a hoodie on. My kids' hair, my daughter's hair wasn't done. My son didn't have a haircut. It was just an impromptu. When I took the picture frame, because these are still picture frames, because if you see Bianca, she in that same outfit in that picture that I took. I gave them the picture frame just like this to the mothers. And all I heard was criticism. "Oh, the kid's hair not done. You got a hoodie on. Look at y'all," and stuff like that. And I'm saying to myself, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then when they were taking me to court every 2 years for an increase. One of them was taking me, matter of fact, no, both of them were taking me for an increase every 2 years. It was hard. But the things that I say to Father is, I know it's hard. And I know it's easy just to go get in another relationship with another woman and start life all over again, because that was told to me by one of the dudes who was supposed to be like a big brother to me. He had went through a situation, so he gonna tell me, man, that's too much to deal with. Look here, champ. You need to just go ahead on, let that go, pay your child support, and then go ahead on and you know what I'm saying, start you another family, man. And I used to say, man, what about the kids? Well, they know where you at and stuff like that. But I used to always tell him, kids only know what you show them, man. Yeah, they're not gonna understand what goes on between me and their mother, but they're gonna see the way that I act, the way that I react. So then I had another buddy who was going through things, and he kept saying, well, my kids gonna come to me when they get older. And I said, what makes you think your kids gonna come to you? Your kids might be angry unless you explain things to them. See, we as men, we don't express enough emotions to our kids. We don't talk enough to our kids. We don't tell them things. So all they hear is one side of the story. They don't know your side of the story. They don't know what's going on. Sometimes what their mother says is true, but sometimes what their mother says is not true, because some of these women play like they're victims when it pertains to their kids and their father. They play like they the victim and stuff. They don't talk about the role that they played in a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I got lied on. Had custody of my daughter. I got lied on. Some false charges were made up against me. Y'all can look it up in the system. In 2003 or 4, I don't remember what year it was. I think it was 2003. There was some false charges made up against me. I had never been to jail, never hit a woman and everything, but I was lied on. And the court system going to automatically believe a woman. I had the truth exaggerated. I tapped on the cabinet door. It accidentally closed on her hand. She put the dishes down, left, didn't call the police, didn't go to the hospital. She did hair for a living, went to work that day, went to work the next day, went to work Sunday. Monday, filed domestic violence charge against me, said I slammed her hand in the cabinet door. I'm shocked. Slam. What? You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, though, I dealt with so much just trying to be a father to all my kids, because there was one thing that I would say to all of them. When I was told by one of them, oh, I'm only concerned about my 2. When I was told by the other one, this is your oldest one. When I was told by the other one, I don't care about them. You know what I said? But they all mine. They are all mine. And because they are all mine, I can't turn my back on any of them. Any of them. I would never do that. So when it pertains to some men who can easily turn their back on their kids and stuff, in my eyes, you don't love yourself. Because when you love yourself and everything, your kids are a reflection of you. Because when you look at your kids, you see yourself in your kids. And if you love you, you're going to look out for you and do the best you can. Yes, it's hard. Ain't nobody promised that life was going to be easy for everybody. The problem with so many people is everybody think that once you are comfortable in life and once you start doing good in life, that it's going to always be that way. No, it ain't going to always be that way. No, you ain't going to always be on the top. No, you ain't going to always be on the bottom either. But the problem is, though, is people make so many excuses to why not do something. People got so many excuses about why not do something. Find the excuse to do something. Because the one thing that people need to take into consideration when it pertains to your kids is your kids ain't asked to come here. And always put yourself in your kid's shoe. And I guarantee you, if you really do that, you would change a lot of stuff. Because don't get me wrong, I had some crazy thoughts about my kid's mother. I had some females that I was going to get to whoop them. I was plotting all types of crazy stuff. But then you know what I thought about? How would that affect my kid if they got beat up in front of my kids? And what would that do? And then I thought about karma, because see, what you put out there is going to come back to you. So I get somebody beat up and everything, damn, I might turn around and get jumped or something. So people don't think about a lot of things. You don't think about how your kids feel. You only think about how you feel. But when you're in this world and stuff, it ain't just about you. This world don't revolve just off one person. It ain't just about you. It's never about you when you have kids. So to the fathers out there who can always, abandon their kids easily, but you on everybody else's posts, all the women posts in their inbox, sending dick pictures, you know what I'm saying, liking all these females, commenting on all they posts. Because here's the thing, if y'all look at my friends, I got a whole bunch of male friends. Y'all rarely see them comment, but I see them comment on all these women posts and stuff like that. Don't matter what I post. I could post my kids, I could post real estate, I could post anything. You know what I'm saying? But they rarely comment, but they always comment on female pages and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So that shows a lot of times to me where you at mentally. Are you trying to grow? Because I feel like some people are still stuck. They're stuck in an immature place and time, depending on where they was at in their life when they dealt with certain things. That's why sometimes people can be 55 years old and still acting like they 15. because they never mature. Because maturity ain't got nothing to do with age. It got to do with behavior, character, and integrity. But a lot of people don't have that. And a lot of people don't have morals and values either. That's why the family dynamic is so messed up in so many ways. It ain't just with the men, because I'm talking about the men, but it's with some of these women too. Just like when I went through my situation, I was lied on. I was lied on big time. I'm trying to figure out where the lies come from. I mean, I was going in front of a court and a judge, and I was lied on so bad that my child support got increased. And I'm saying to myself, Your Honor, how can you take that into consideration when my child at the time was a teenager? And she's saying she paying for child care. And then she's saying she working overnight, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Talking about she driving seniors. I'm like, Your Honor, what seniors up past 11 p.m.? Come on now, we got to use common sense. But they ain't want to do that. But then you got some people, all they focus on is money, 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 money. And that's why they always say the root of all evil is money. See, yes, we need money in this world to survive. But money kills. Money is evil because people will kill for it, lie about it, and everything. And money is only going to last you but so long. People don't even understand. I don't care if you got $1 million today. It's only going to last you but so long because you have to spend money. You can't keep money right there and look at it forever. You can keep it, but you got to spend some money some way, somehow, at some point in time. We all need money to survive. But the problem is we use money against each other to get from each other and all types of stuff. We don't even look at the person. That's why a lot of times relationships nowadays are so messed up because you got so many people. I saw some of them dating shows and you got on there where I saw Lady Kendra G and she was like, oh, do the fella, how much he got to make? Oh, he got to make 6 figures. I saw Kevin saying, oh, he got to make 300,000 and stuff. A man to make that type of money don't really need you. You know what I'm saying? What you bringing to the table and stuff like that. So your focus is on money, while men don't ever focus on money. Most men don't care what a woman makes. Only women care about that. And I understand why women care about it because some women have been used by guys who ain't had nothing, by bums and stuff. So because you've been used by guys and bums, you taking it out on every man now. So it's like the whole dynamic of the family these days is so messed up. Because everybody's out for self. It's all about me, 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 me. I did this for that person. I ain't doing this for nobody. And in the midst of all this, the kids are the one who are growing up messed up. That's why you see all these youngins who are 15 years old carjack. These teenagers carjacking everybody. You understand? You see them killing each other, especially in the black community. Every time I turn on the news, all I see is killings. And I hate the news. I don't even like looking at the news. I don't even turn the news on. But it's like notifications come up on shooting here, killing here. You understand? Why? It's the way people grow up, the way what's going on in the family. There's so many broken homes and stuff like that. And people don't care no more. People don't care about having a 2-parent household. But there's a reason that a 2-parent household is beneficial for kids. Because one parent can't give it all. Because when I raised my daughter and stuff like that, let me tell y'all, there was a lot of stuff I could not give my daughter. There was a lot of stuff I couldn't give her because I'm a man. I'm not a woman. There was a lot of stuff I wasn't understanding. I can't be understanding because it's not in me. It's not in me. And it's not in a lot of people. So sometimes even for that mother who's raising that son, there are things you can't give that son regardless. You can say he got uncles and stuff, but the uncles and stuff ain't the same unless that boy is around that uncle every single day or all the time. The uncle sporadically can instill with them what the father can instill in them. And then you got some mothers who purposely keep the fathers they know care for the kid away. And the same thing with some mothers. So when we want to talk about does family matter, I just really want to know, does family matter to y'all? Because what do you care about? Because all this selfishness that we got going on in this world today is jacked up. I'm playing We Are Family by Sister Sledge, an old song. But when last time y'all had a family reunion? You know what I'm saying? And I can just tell you on both sides of my family, there are people that I love, that I'm real close to. And there are people on my side who don't even like me, and I don't even know why. You understand? But then I went to church on Sunday. And the pastor was talking, and he said sometimes people will not like you just because of the envy, because they envy you. It's nothing you've done. You can walk into a room and not be liked. You ain't did nothing. You can walk in there with a smile and not be liked. And that's what I started to realize. Sometimes people got so much going on inside themselves that they don't even realize. But a lot of times people don't want to get help because people always got this little saying, I don't want people in my business. I don't want people in my business. But guess what? People are going to be in your business anyway because it's going to show in your personality. You don't think people know that you're a messed up person? You don't think people know you're a gossiper? You don't think people know you're a liar? You don't think people know that you got low self-esteem? You know what I'm saying? Or you're real arrogant? It's going to show one way or another because here's the thing, people. None of us are perfect. We all need help. And like that old saying says, it takes a village to raise a child. But who is your village surrounded by? When we talk about family, who are your village surrounded by? See, sometimes our village is only surrounded by the people in our family that we like, but sometimes the people that we like don't mean that they're necessarily what's good for our kids. Because kids need everybody and they need to see things on all perspectives. They need to see the good and the bad. See, sometimes what creates the false illusion with kids is always showing them the good. You never showed them that you struggle. That's why they always think you got everything all the time. That's why they always keep coming to you for money all the time. Then when you ain't really got it or something going on, they don't understand because they feel entitled because you never showed them the struggle. You got to show them the good and the bad. They need to see it all. That's what builds character. That's what helps them do things. If you think about how you was raised and how you saw your grandparents and your parents and stuff, the lack of having is what inspired you to go have. But with some of these youngins, the fact is they always are given everything. They feel like they don't have to go do anything. That's why they be 25 plus years old and don't ever want to leave home. Why should they? You made it comfortable to the point. Some people say, oh, well, I don't want my kids to do this. I don't want them to do it. That's because you got something going on in your life. That's why you don't want them to leave. You ain't got no spouse. You working all the time. You want company or something like that. So that's why you don't want them again. But you at the same time, you're doing harm to them because that's their life. They need to leave and figure out what they need to do and stuff like that because you ain't going to be around forever. None of us are going to be around forever. None of us. I'm 50 and I told my kid I'm later to be 100. I might later be 150. Who knows? But I may not. I'm just saying, I know I ain't going to live forever is the point that I'm trying to make. I mean, I was joking saying that, but I know I'm not going to live forever, and none of us are. That's why I said before, this world is going to revolve regardless. This world does not stop because people die every day, and people are born every day. The world is still going around. Go out there and look at traffic. You're going to see traffic is still moving, y'all. You ain't even in your car and out there. Just look at it. Stand there for 60 seconds and look. You're going to see people speeding, going by, blowing the horn, turning and everything. Guess what? That's the same way the world operates. It keeps going whether you're there or not. And then once you go into traffic, now you're in the middle of traffic. But it's still going. So what I'm saying to you all, family should matter. Family should matter on so many levels because we have so many broken homes. We have so many irresponsible fathers, you know what I'm saying, that can easily abandon their kids, that can easily blame the mothers, can easily say this and that. Come on, man. I've been lied on to go to jail. I've been lied on to pay more money in child support. I've been lied on by the mothers. Listen, I'm going to tell you, one of the mothers a couple of years ago, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm just going to share that with y'all. I remember years ago, and with paying the child support, I had gotten behind in all my bills because my daughter, I was taking her to counseling because she had a lot of behavior issues going on. So it was just me and her. I was taking her to counseling like 2 or 3 times a week. So because I was taking her 2 or 3 times a week, I remember I was getting behind on my bills. Okay, it just fact of life. I was getting behind. So one of the mothers who she wasn't getting her money every month if she didn't get it by the 5th, she would call up there and say, can't y'all suspend his driver license and his real estate license? Which didn't make any sense because real estate is and was my only income. So she would do that for what? She's not thinking about the domino effect that they will have. But the only thing that I have to say is we have a lot of irresponsible fathers who make up all these excuses, and your kids need you. Your kids need y'all more than y'all could ever realize. Y'all don't talk to y'all kids. Y'all feel like y'all so prideful. Oh, they need to call me first. Why don't you text them then? If you ain't going to call them, text them and just tell them you checking on them. You'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, my kids say I do too much. Sometimes I've tried FaceTiming them all at once. I text them. I call them when I'm thinking about them and stuff. They say I do too much, but guess what? They'll never say I do too little. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna be your legacy to your kids when you pass away? Oh, you was a bum. You ain't care. You know what I'm saying? You know, one thing that I learned from my father was he was a liar. So I don't try to tell no lies. That's why I'm very transparent. Because he lied about so much stuff. He used to lie to me, y'all. I remember I used to call him just to check on him, and his words would always be, "Oh, I ain't got no money." I'm like, "Dad, I ain't calling you for no money. I'm just calling to see how you doing." So then, turn around a week or two later, I stopped past his house. I saw he just went on a cruise, or he just was in Vegas or something. But he always tell me he ain't got no money. But I was never calling to ask him for money. So I was just only calling to see how he was doing. You understand what I'm saying? Because to me, like I said, money gonna come and go in life. I don't care what you got today. You can be broke today and have money tomorrow. You can have a lot of money today and be gone tomorrow. But the way you treat people is always gonna remain the same, and that's what people are gonna remember. So one thing I learned about my father, by him being a liar, was not to tell a lie, and also how to spot out a lie when people are lying. I just had a family member lie to me last week. I ain't say nothing. I knew it was a lie because I already knew the answer. Person who's either a liar or you've been around liars all the time. So I learned not to lie. So what I try to do is be as transparent as possible. Ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's just me. And that's what I learned from my father, because he lied all the time. And I learned also to try to be there as best as I can for my kids. And I'm talking about making an effort, not making excuses, because my father made all the excuses. Oh, I gotta work. I gotta this. I gotta that. And he didn't even know that he was saying all that. I gotta work, but I knew where he was at when he saying he was at work. He wasn't at work. He wasn't at work. But I knew that. But my point that I'm saying to you is, as men, you got to take a lot of responsibility as far as the relationship that you had with your kids. Your kids. You can't put the blame on the mother. Yes, you're going to have women trying to sabotage your relationship with your kids. Some of them going to even try to get a man to come in and play father. That happened with me. You know what I'm saying? One of my kids and stuff. But guess what? I was always there. And that guy ain't dead no more. So what I'm saying to you is, your kids are going to always remember what you did or you didn't do. What you try to do or what you never try to do. They're going to always remember that and understand your kids are a reflection and part of you. So only thing I can say when it pertains to the irresponsible fathers and stuff, karma is going to get you regardless of what you say. You're going to grow old. You're going to need your kids. You understand? You might need a kidney from your kids or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel to a point where you're going to feel like ain't nobody there for you, or you're going to see your kids do real well and stuff, and they're never going to acknowledge you. That's just like Shaquille O'Neal with his father. He talked about his real father abandoned him, and then his stepfather filled in for him. And then when he became famous, his real father had another son, and his little brother was trying to see his big brother, but he ain't want nothing to do with none of them and stuff like that, because now you want to contact me that I'm famous. But when I was younger, you never contacted me. And the same thing goes for a lot of you. Y'all out here, y'all spend money on dates chasing women, but you won't spend money on your kids because you're making excuses. Oh, I sent your mother the $500 or whatever you're paying. I sent her that. Do y'all know when I was paying child support to my kids, I still was spending money on them outside of it, because my kids, the money I was sending wasn't always going towards my kids. So when I would see that they had a need, I fulfilled it, even though it took away from what I was doing. Like, I was paying more. I felt like I was paying child support twice. And in many cases, I probably was. But I was trying not to let my kids be deprived, because to me, I always put myself in my kids' shoes. And a lot of y'all don't. Y'all selfish. All y'all think about is what y'all little head. All y'all trying to do is get some sex from that female with the big butt and all this other stuff. And half the time she ain't about nothing. All she trying to do is get money from you and everybody else that's chasing her too, because, you know, everybody want to get that big butt stuff, but you chasing too. So you're going to spend money here, you're going to spend money on her, but you don't spend money on your own kids. Y'all crazy. Y'all done crazy. Y'all crazy. And then you wonder why you don't have no good luck in life. You wonder why things don't go your way. It's called the law of the universe. What you put out there comes back to you. You don't take care of your kids. It's in the Bible. You will never have good luck. It is in the Bible, men or women. Unfortunately, I've always tried my best to take care of my kids and stuff like that. And my kids' mothers, they didn't have good luck, unfortunately. Unfortunately, and I never wish bad on them in any type of way. One of them had a nervous breakdown. One of them unfortunately passed away, and the other one can't see out her eye. All because they were trying to sabotage me. Because when you are favored by God, even those who try to hurt you gonna end up hurting themselves. Even when it feel like you're being hurt at the time. See, you people gotta do better. You gotta also love your mothers, y'all. Like I said, I didn't grow up having my mother, but I know that without my mother, I wouldn't be here. And I love me too much. So if I love me, guess what? I'm gonna love everything that touches me or that I touch. So I love my kids. I love my mother because my kids are a reflection of me. My mother, without her, I wouldn't be here. She didn't raise me, but guess what? She's my mother. Some of y'all don't check on y'all mother. Y'all don't call y'all mother. All y'all want is money from y'all mother. Terrible. And in real estate, I've seen a lot of parents pass away and they had their kids, and all the kids cared about was the money. It's always one of those multiple kids that really miss their parent, especially their mother, really miss their mother, really love their mother. Everybody else trying money. What we getting from the house? You know what I'm saying? Selfishness, greed. And you wonder why you don't have no good luck. Take a look at yourself. And if you don't know, talk to God. Talk to whoever you believe in, because they'll show you. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and judge nobody's life. You know your life, but I know my life too. And I just shared with you all some of the things and stuff. Is why I've always tried to be close to my kids despite my adversities and stuff. And I've had a lot of them. I'm just talking about the kid's mother. I wasn't talking about losing my brothers. Anybody know me? No, I lost all three of my brothers. Two of them to gun violence. You understand what I'm saying? That's not easy to deal with. You understand? That's not easy to deal with. So then grew up with my mother. My father was not really around. I've been lied on by almost thrown in jail. You understand? Lost my three brothers. Been in Hurricane Andrew in 92. You understand? Y'all don't even understand what I've been through. But guess what? Through all the mess that I've been through, many of y'all can't even tell unless I just told y'all. I done been through a lot of stuff. I done had guns pointed in my face. I can look down the barrel and see the bullet. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff I've been through that I've never shared with a lot of people. But I feel like I need to share it because it needs to touch some of you out there so some of you can go touch your parents, so some of you can go touch your kids. Because it ain't about y'all. Life is not promised to anybody. Anybody. You have to live today as if it's your last. And you have to reach out to those people, especially you who don't talk to your mother, who don't tell your mother you don't love her. You don't tell your mom I love you. You don't hug your mother. You don't kiss your mother. Every time I leave my mother, I hug and kiss her and tell her I love her. When I leave my kids, I try to tell them the same thing. You know why? Because life ain't promised to nobody, y'all. It ain't promised to nobody. We can all pass away tomorrow. But the fact is, it's so many selfish people out here. All you all do is see you. What you want, what you gonna do. Do you ever thought that you was put on this earth to help others? The others could be your parents. The others can be your kids. Definitely, you definitely got to help your kids. But no, so many people, they so selfish. They out here living their best life, doing this, doing that. Meanwhile, kids with the grandparents suffering. I'm just saying, y'all don't even understand it, y'all. This limeade lemonade good. Y'all need to drink some. It's refreshing. Well, my time is coming to an end. So let me recap. Today, Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Life show was about the importance of a termite inspection. Please make sure that you all get a termite inspection, especially if you didn't get any inspection during the last 2 years when you bought the home with no contingencies, because you cannot see the termite with the naked eye. Okay, you cannot see it with the naked eye, and your lenders is going to require it. And then also, I talked about family matters. To all the irresponsible fathers, to all the manipulating mothers, okay? Please put your kids first. And everybody, love on your parents, especially your mother. And to those fathers who make an effort, because no man out here is perfect and everything, but if he tries, he's worth it. And I just say, I love you all. Thank you for coming each and every Friday at 12 noon. This has been Damon the agent. You all have a great day, and I shall talk to you all soon.